Hi, welcome. My name is Shiraz, and I am with the Graduate Center Writing Services. And I am here today to tell you a little bit about how I use a program called Trello to manage my dissertation and my academic work in general. Trello is a great app that allows you to work across both your mobile devices and your desktop and create custom to-do lists, essentially, or custom lists. And there's a lot of flexibility in how those lists work. And so I'm going to take you just on a quick tour of my Trello and some of the ways that I use it and some of the ways that other academics use it. So Trello, as I said, is a app that can live on your phone or it can live on your desktop. And when you open up your Trello, you sign up for an account. There are free accounts. There are also paid options, but I tend to use just the free version. And you'll come and you'll see that there are several different possibilities, and it will give you kind of a stream of what's up next, and you'll have different boards. So if I come here to my boards, you can see that I have a number of boards here. I have a books board where I keep track of all of the books that I'm using in my dissertation, though I also have a books list in my dissertation, which you'll see. I have a household list. I have a teaching and work list. This is where I keep track of things like grading and have I posted material for the courses I'm teaching. These are two templates, and they come from a great project, which is Trello for Academics and Instructors, which was created by Dr. Beth Hundy and Dr. Lauren Ansey, and it's available publicly. And it offers all kinds of templates for how you might engage with Trello. So for example, they have a course manager board, which you might find interesting in terms of thinking about your course. They have boards that talk about academic writing projects. Right here is a revise and resubmit task list, which could be a really useful starting point if you're thinking about those kinds of projects. But we'll look right now at how I have kind of customized a basic dissertation board. So the basic dissertation board for me includes a number of different kinds of lists. I have a to-do list that includes different items. And then I have a chapter layout list. And this essentially works as a kind of outline. I have the different sections I know I need to write, and I can include different parts to those different sections. I also have a list of books, as I mentioned, that relate to these particular chapters. And this is kind of a mock-up, but you can see that I kind of have laid out chapter 1. I'm starting to lay out chapter 2 on this board. Now, let's say I wanted to start chapter 3, and here I have a completed list. I could start a new list, and I could title it chapter number 3. Now I have a new list, and then the unit that goes on a list is a card. So my card might be introduction, and I would add that card. Now, if I then click on that card, it opens up the card. I can put more of a description if I want, and I have several different things I can add. I think I mentioned that Trello can work with multiple people, and this can be really helpful if you are working, say, in a lab situation, or you are part of a team working on a project, or you're co-writing, even maybe with your advisor. So you can have boards where you share material and you can see what people are doing, and you can assign people to a particular task. There are labels. These are all customizable. I can create a new label. I can edit a label. Here's my test label. I could then say maybe this is a photo or something like that if that's important. And I've custom labeled things based on books, for example. Do I have a hard copy? Do I have an ebook? Is it interlibrary loan? Is it archival material? Is it a writing section? This, for example, is a writing section, right? So I would give it a label. I can then write a description. I can then also come over here and add a checklist. So let's say I know that in the introduction to chapter 3, I have a number of items that need to happen. We'll just leave it titled checklist, but now I can add items where I can say literature review, for example, and then I would add that. Now I can assign someone to it. I can add a due date. I can add a general due date for the card, right? It will be due on April 30th, and it can set a reminder one day before, a few hours before, whatever it is that I need. And the other nice thing I can do is I can add an attachment. So I can attach something from my Google Drive, my Dropbox, my computer, my OneDrive, whatever it is I need. And this card will keep track of my activity on it. So let's say I've come in and I've actually finished my literature review and I check it off. That will now tell me when I did it. There are other actions that I can have, but essentially now I can do many things with this card. I can leave it under this list. I can say I've completed it. I can leave it here so I see that outline overall. I can say, oh wait, this article over here needs to be on this list because I'm going to address it here. I can then edit the card if I want. There's all kinds of possibilities. And so that's essentially how I use my Trello board. Is I use it as both a to-do list task and I use it as an outliner. How you might choose to use it is up to you, but what's really great about Trello is the fact that it really helps to keep you organized. And I know for me, my biggest challenge in writing is often feeling like I'm really in control of the process and that I know where everything is. And so Trello helps me think about my overall project and organize it in a way that suits me and my project. So hopefully this maybe gives you some ideas about how you might be interested in using a program like Trello. But I will mention one other thing about it just before I sign off, which is that it really interacts well with your mobile phone. So if I, for instance, am somewhere on my mobile phone and I'm not near my computer, but I have this great idea, if I come back to my phone, if I reopen my Trello, so you can see, I'm going to open it on my phone as well, and I've come across an amazing article. And so I'm going to just write down that article name, and I'm going to put it right into the article list right over here, but I'm doing it on my phone. And I've just clicked it on my phone and it appears like magic in my Trello. And that for me is invaluable, especially when we aren't in quarantine and we're running around and we're doing different things, maybe between campuses. And again, it's just about keeping those materials and keeping that list and knowing what step is next and being able to move it around the way I need to. So I hope this is helpful to you. If you have any questions, please feel free to get in touch. Thank you all. Bye-bye.